Children, go where I sing. I know then how will you send me? Well, I'm gonna send you one back. Welcome to the 1930s. 1930s were quite the exciting time for music. Jazz and blues were still very popular in the 1930s, starting to become popular in the 20s, and big band swing was a huge deal. Big bands would play, bands of jazz players playing different instruments from the clarinet to the cello to the bass to all sorts of different instruments, would start to have solo players, people that would go out on stage by themselves and play a solo, and everybody else would play along in the background. They would become more and more popular in the 30s, where one person playing a solo would come out on stage and the audience would watch and would go crazy for this one soloist, and it was the start of people being really popular just by themselves, which would go and become an even bigger deal in the 40s and 50s when people like Elvis started to become really popular. But we're still in the 30s, and so we're still talking about big band music. And another kind of jazzy music was called boogie woogie, which was a very funky piano-based kind of jazz, which was only popular for a few years, but was really popular in the 30s. And then finally, in the 30s, there was a really big genre called gospel music that has been around for a long time, but gospel was especially popular in the 20s and 30s. Gospel music is a style of Christian music where there are a lot of singing elements to it, like a lot of singing, and especially in gospel music, the quartet, which actually started to then become barbershop music. So a quartet is four men singing together, like the Golden Gate Quartet, which is a really famous band in the 1930s. So there you have it, big band swing and gospel in the 30s.